Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's Stage Racer. We're on episode 19. It's the Amstel Gold Race, so we're in Holland for this one. And my team objective is to get in the breakaway for gaining some exposure for the team. I was hoping to get through the pack a little bit quicker than I did. There's a few too many riders off the front right now, so we're going to back off a little bit. Keep up the effort slightly, but wait for them to track these guys down. And now they sit up a little bit, and now we attack off the front ourselves, trying to go with Database. Tarme, who just won a stage of La Vuelta at the time of recording. In fact, that was just minutes ago. Stage 3. And I have not made it off the front at this point, actually. So is that because I'm too strong of a rider? Could be. I'm actually only slightly outside of the top 10 favorites for the stage. So I was a little surprised by the team objective to get in the break. Apparently they weren't quite as confident that I could earn a top 10 on merit. Another big push here. I'm on the left-hand side of the road. I'm still in the peloton. There's the front of the field at on my left-hand side. You can see there. They're still chasing those guys down, so I'll wait for a good opportunity as they catch those guys, and there's only one rider off the front. You might be able to get them. Two more trying to make contact with him, but as these four get brought in, this might be our best opportunity to go for another attack, as Colin Joyce is trying to give me a little protection. Two of those riders, Debse, Franchini, trying to join the three at the front. So this time I have made it clear. So we'll see. 5 riders chasing 3, 6 riders now chasing 2 as Tarme is falling back a little bit after his effort. But we are out at least to a half minute at the moment. But at just 23 seconds, nobody else working with me. That's worrying if we're going to keep the advantage. Meanwhile, I am slowly pulling it out, but it's taking a big effort to do so, and I'm going to have to get some help. These guys not willing to do that just yet. Okay, now I'm getting some support. Nope, they sat up. Wow. Nice job, guys. Nice job. They all just sat up. Am I the threat, or are we going to have a 2-man breakaway today? I haven't gotten any credit for breakaway as of yet. It's hard for me to recover when they're doing this, though. Still 2 riders off the front. Now 55 seconds ahead. We're spending a little more time setting up than we are chasing right now, which is allowing those 2 to get further and further away. Now over a minute. And I still have not recovered to the point that I need to. We'll have to hope that the chase is still on here in a little bit. Heart rate back up a little too high at the moment, but we're chasing pretty hard. That's a good thing. Back to a minute 10 to the front, guys. Okay, I've nearly got enough recovery on, so if we make a big catch here, I could have another go. That upcoming hill would be a really good opportunity for that. 7 off the front at a minute 30. This is worrying. It's opening. Gap's opening. This is not good if I'm going to make the break, and I don't think I am. I'm going to have to focus on top 10 now. It's as simple as that. 2.5 minutes right as we hit the hill. It's not much of a hill, but it would have been a good opportunity for me to gain an advantage, but it's already 4 minutes out, so I'll see you a little bit later in the stage. So we've just gone through what is arguably the most difficult section of this race, but the pace really wasn't that hot. We have slowly brought the breakaway back in a bit. We pulled back about 2.5 minutes on them through that section, but through 60 kilometers of undulation, it's finally started to take its toll on the field. The first 5 riders were just dropped a moment ago. Cy Jones, Haloesco, both on the verge of being dropped themselves. Barbosa is getting awfully close to being dropped. And then the peloton's going to start to get a lot more select. The only thing, though, was that we got into this section that has significantly less undulation. Otherwise, this elite selection would have happened much sooner. At the moment, we have 27 in the peloton, but I doubt that that's going to hold. The 126 have enough numbers, enough firepower. I would think they would regain contact, and there they do with 76k to go. Meanwhile, I'm still looking great. I mean, I'm the only one on the team not feeling it. And as we get a little bit later on here, let's slightly up the effort so we don't drift back too quickly as the field goes faster and faster. Gap inside 2 minutes to the break. Those 7 riders who escaped at that inopportune time where I was a bit too fatigued. I do have a +2 race day condition. I was expected to have a +1, so I actually got a positive draw for a change, something I haven't seen much of late. 148 is what we're sitting on, so it's really only a few riders dropped. Of course, our 2 guys that were the most tired, Tolman and Barbosa. Tolman should be a good rider, but he's on a -3 today. Mannion should be a good rider, but he's on a -2 today. So it's really just Joyce. At the moment, we see another split, just 29 riders. This may or may not hold as we're getting later on. Final 60 kilometers now. It doesn't hold. It's back up to nearly 150 riders in the group. But the final phase with the undulation through there is going to kick off fairly soon. And we will see riders dropping off yet again. A couple reasons. 1, the pace. 2, the undulation. And 3, the length. We have 50K to go, and yet that's, what, 20% of the overall? I mean, this is a very, very long race. So the stamina, those with low stamina, which I am, but luckily with that +2 race day condition, the 61 is made into a 66. And because of my strength in climbing, I'm not feeling the undulation the way others are. So they're slowly deteriorating climb after climb and then not recovering because of the pace. Meanwhile, I'm not deteriorating climb after climb, and therefore I'm hanging in there. So the stamina not hurting as bad, though I'm starting to get down there. Breakaway has been caught, so now 149 riders in the peloton. And there's a big split. Oh, no. I was going to say, this one could hold, and it looks like it is. 97. Or not. Or not. We're strung out pretty far. If you have a 1.5 gap behind 50 riders, I mean, that's pretty significant. That means we are definitely going single file for the most part. And at the moment, we see another split. 69 riders now. Big push over that hill. And meanwhile, I just took that at climbing pace. You can see others are pretty much full attack mode through here. And this time, these sort of splits, this elite grouping of 50 riders now, this absolutely could be it because the tempo is increasing, not decreasing. And you can see a lot of these guys are pedaling really hard through here. And meanwhile, I'm at the back of the current grouping, but I'm definitely not in bad shape. I'm hanging on just fine. But now we're starting to see a move
and it's a swift
as we see additional guys pushing on up ahead. Take position on Pogacar's wheel. 25 chasing 5 at the moment, but this is very much your elite 30. There's only a little bit of climbing left the rest of the way. One really steep one coming up here in just a moment. That's going to be a decisive moment. And then 2 more minor climbs after that. But I'm starting to get pretty tired now. This is that stamina having an impact. I'm losing energy really fast with this low stamina. 26 chasing 1 as we've just about brought it back together. It's Vanderpool off the front, but he is not far enough ahead. He's being brought back in just a moment. Meanwhile, I'm struggling. I am just struggling through here. I think this is that green bar being really low right now.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
I need to go my pace and just be as well placed as I can. There's 6, Pidcock, Shockman, Vanderpool, kind of an elite grouping, pulling away a little bit. For me, I'm in survival mode because of the energy.
The finish line is getting close.
I hang on to the group, but I'm right at the back. I'm literally the last rider. 2 more short climbs to go, but I'm right at the back and I don't have the energy to do anything. So again, it's survival mode for me. Nope. Survival, survival, survival. Lutsenko, Conrad, Evenepoel fading. Lutsenko, I'm about to have a group of 3, I think. I'm out of energy, by the way. Still in contention. It's 21 now. I don't know where the other 4 guys were. I didn't see anyone get dropped, but 10K, and I'm just hanging on by a thread. So this last hill could be damaging for me. I'll get a top 25 in this race, but that looks to be about it. I'm one of maybe 5 riders really struggling at the back. The other 15, 16 guys are doing fine. It's Vanderpool again who attacked off the front. Oh, I got split off. I got split off the back. Conrad, Vanderpool, Haig. This was the grouping that I saw that was quite tired. Alaphilippe, Gaudu struggling at the back. Kwiatkowski struggling at the back. Riding off the front. Vanderpool held on. Vanderpool held on. It looks like he's about to go win this race. He is out to a 38-second advantage and pulling away, and the climbing is done, so I see no reason why he would get pulled back at this stage. 2.5K to go. Conrad looks like he's recovered a little bit. Evenepoel has definitely recovered a little bit. I'm just hanging on to the back end of Conrad now, as that took all that I had left. 1.2K. Haig recovers. Vanderpool does claim the win. Cosnefroid wins the sprint ahead of Alaphilippe, ahead of Pidcock, and then Pogacar, top 5. Our grouping comes in 18, 19, 20, and 21st. I get inside the top 20, but only just. That ultimately came down to, I think, what it felt like, what it looked like was the stamina at the end, because when we started to get into those couple of difficult climbs, I'm a good climber, and today mountain rating was 81, hill rating was 78. I shouldn't have had my yellow bar go whoop, but with low stamina late in a very, very long race, which that green bar was definitely on the low end, it deteriorates much faster, and that's what we saw on that occasion. I mean, guys were really pushing tempo, but I was just kind of sitting on, and so I shouldn't have been hurting as bad as I did, but I think that's the low stamina where other guys have better stamina. That's my thought on that. Well, pulls out. Stage 1 in Yorkshire. It's just a sprint stage, so the expectations are non-existent, but I'm expected to take top 3 for the race by the team. That means really no XP until the end to kind of see where I finish. And if I remember off the top of my head, the Tour de Yorkshire has pretty much one hilly stage, and then that's it. It's all sprint stages otherwise. I could be wrong on that matter, but I think that's what the case was. I at least get some lead out riders. We'll see what we can do with this one. I doubt I can get a top 3, but, you know, worth a shot. Worth a shot. Jones now take it over. I'm already a bit out of position. The lead out riders with the other teams are really making me work for this one. And I lost Jones's wheel for just a fraction of a second, and you could see how weak I am as a sprinter, that it took all of my red bar energy. I had nothing left to actually sprint the final kilometer. I'm just too weak in those regards. Decline, Caden Groves, Bostock, 1, 2, 3. You got Halverson all the way down in 6th, Germain in 8th, Merlier in 12th. Yikes, Ben Swift in 14th. Yeah, good luck to me beating anybody in a sprint. Following stage 1, we have a turn of the month, but it's only a skill point for this level. It's the next level where we will get back into the scheme of things. And we've finished our first 3 categories. So now we have the option to kind of go anywhere, do anything with this one. And as I previously noted, all the discovery stuff, I'm going to wait till the end to get those as well. So that means we're into the race categories. So we have either technique, stealth, or super leader. These are all the same returning categories from a year ago. And I think technique is an obvious choice, because getting to the front of the peloton, especially when they're still occasionally assigning you to be that guy, to be the breakaway specialist, or if we're trying to do something punchy and you want to get through the field, on a climb and get into position to attack, having that technique to make your way through the pack is going to have a pretty hefty impact. And we have 20k to go here on stage 2. There are 2 punchy stages, but this one not that punchy. What's definitely punchy is it's not a climbing stage. There's a finishing climb that's maybe 2 kilometers in length. It's steep, but it's only about 2k in length. So here we are into the penultimate ascent. I've got Holoesco going what felt like flat out, and he is going backwards. So I actually thought he could put pressure on the field, just digging deep, and yet he lost a lot of ground in a hurry trying to go over the top of this thing. And what I'm setting ourselves up for is what's to come. The flat that follows this. Barbosa, Jones, Haga, Mannion, they're all in position, but we are feeling it a little bit. What split? There's no split there. What, 3 bike lengths? 2 bike lengths? And they call that a split? Okay, back together. Let's get Barbosa back on Holoesco. Holoesco, please continue your ride. 66 riders left in the group. They had just caught the breakaway right before we started here. And Holoesco, Jones is struggling. But let's see if Barbosa can pull this thing back up towards Holoesco. And then we will probably swap these 2 as we get up here and let Jones go first, because Jones is very close to being done. Let's get him in front of Barbosa. There you go. Holoesco is done, so let's get on with the program for Jones. Now, I've only got 2 guys to lead out the climb. Unfortunately, I've got a -1 race day condition, despite the fact that I'm on a fitness peak and should have a +2. So, poor draw on the day, you know, story of my life. So, Jones, bring it forward. I just want to make sure we are at the front for Haga, Mannion, and then myself as we start the climb. Haga, we already want to be out front before we're climbing. So, Barbosa is going to get us there. Jones is going to get us there, so we've got 6.5k to go. Jones, I think we're going to start pushing that a little bit harder here. And then we're going to have Barbosa take it over here in just a moment. Yeah, it's already down to just 4.5k to go, and that finish is looking shorter and shorter. If we have 4k to go, 3.5k to go, and we're right here. This is barely over a kilometer, I would say. So it's probably only about 1.3, 1.4. In which case, I need to gel up for one thing, and Barbosa. This needs to be like a proper lead out. 2.6. Barbosa digging a little deeper. He's doing damage slightly to the guys following, but he's not hurting me, so I'm still okay. And, okay, 1.3 now. And we are definitely on to a full gas effort from Chad Haga.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
You really should just be sprinting at this point. Okay, how well do I follow with that? 700 meters. Okay, now on to Mannion. Okay, and on to myself. Oh, Mannion, get out of my way, dude. Get out of my way. Jeez, you just blocked me off. Out of energy anyway. Connor Swift for the win. Bilbao, you got Pronsky over there. Cool. Scotson, Turgis. It's a top. It's not a top 10. It's 11th. No time gaps in the front at all. I don't know what sort of splits we're going to see. They're saying 59 riders. That's a huge bunch. There's your first splits. Yeah, I'm feeling there's a good 59 riders or so before we're going to see any time splits, which really is not good for that whole overall standings thing. Remember, I'm not a puncher, I'm a climber. Short little punchy thing like this with a negative race day condition. So we're on to the final stage, and I have an opportunity. I have a +5 race day condition. Finally, right? Finally. Things have worked out, and I've had a positive draw. Of course, I'm supposed to have a +2, so that +3 really isn't that impactful overall, but it's something. Now, we have 55k to go, and this is the profile of what's left. The only hard climb is right in front of us. And then we've got a Cat 3 that follows, and a sprint point that's steep, and then a little finishing climb. But each climb gets successively easier and easier and easier on the way to the finish. So, yes, I might have an 83 mountain today and an 80 punchy, but how, where can I take advantage? Even if we go hard on this climb here in just a moment, there's still 55k to go. So I break free and go solo. What, I'm going to ride 50 kilometers on the flat alone? No, that's not happening. So my hands are tied. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. But we try, right? I think the best thing we could do is just make it really difficult and hope that that amounts to something, right? Simon Jones, where are you? Way too far back. Holoesco is at the front. Okay. On with Holoesco. I mean, that's all I suppose we can do, is suddenly make this race super hard and try to split the field. That's one way to move up the order, at least. Holoesco now pushing. Haga right on his wheel. There's Mannion. There's Barbosa. Barbosa needs to come up into position still.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
But it's too short, right? I mean, what are we actually going to do here as Holoesco is done? We're not the only ones trying to go. Dylan Van Barle is trying to go as well. 1 kilometer to the top. Still 72 in the peloton. We've dropped 5 riders. We have dropped 5 riders so far. Okay, Van Barle sits up. On to me. Not splitting off the field here. You know what? I can be punchy today, so let's be punchy. Go over the top second and at least see if we can't split the field off a little bit here. Okay, group of 3 for a split second there.
The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway. A couple of teams have set themselves up
All right.
as pacemakers
Now,
for the pack.
everybody
They
needs to
obviously
get
don't
back
have
up
anybody
here
in the breakaway group.
as soon as possible. To get onto the back. 50k to go. 61 riders left. 1 rider left off the front. And then we'll do the same thing on the next climb. But is there still going to be any sort of chase right now? It doesn't look like it. There's 1 rider and they're opening the gap. So, yeah. Why? Haga's going to get water and everybody's going to follow Haga. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Good thing I caught it. And why is Haga going to get the water? Right? I give them orders and they disobey. Some team leader I am. Can't even get a small group of riders that are significantly below me in rating to follow what I say. Top of the hills right there. So
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a
there's
breakaway,
Haga,
given that the
who
pack
still
has
hasn't
increased its speed.
finished giving water out. There he goes. He finally finishes. Go ahead and get in line. Now, right about in place. Hey, look at that. Okay, we actually have something going here. We're going to ease over the top of this. Miljensky. Okay, Holoesco. How did you lose that much ground that fast when you're supposed to be doing 85? Alright, here's that next opportunity. We want these guys, these front guys especially, like Holoesco and Barbosa. You're supposed to be going 99 here, buddy. Let's see it. 25k to go now. Again, trying to make life difficult.
It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Holoesco, why are you easing up? If you're going 99, how are you recovering? Barbosa nearly done, but not yet. Okay, now he is. We've got the descent. Start from here. 21K to go. Down to 62 riders, but we really feel like we've underperformed so far. Okay, Mannion. Keep pushing on. I gain a second.
15 kilometers left.
Just move me up the order a little bit. Somebody just attacked on that left-hand flank and picked up a second or two. Haga, can you get back on my wheel? 13K. Okay, he's off a little bit. Donnie Phillipson attacking.
They're hotting up at the front.
Okay, 99 Mannion. 11K to
The
go.
peloton has slowed down a bit.
We got a descent here.
10 kilometers to
I
the
will
finish
have to
line.
get on the wheel of whatever we've got, because both of these guys, Mannion and Haga, are tired now. I just don't want riders coming back at us. So we follow
Fall has
Bilbao
just happened in the
because
peloton.
he's
Several riders
pushing
are
at the
on
front now.
ground.
8K.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Last chance to do anything is on this hill. So Gel. Is that Vanderpool next to me? Oh, Vanderpool's not here. That was the other race. Puccio. Group of 6 off the front. I'm solo briefly
5
off the
kilometers
front.
remaining. Attack with the finishing line within reach.
No, 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 no. Oh, come on. I'm on attack. I'm on attack. Damn you, game. 4K. God, we just shut down there. 3K. Now it's back to 52 riders. What the heck? It was at 6. Now it's at 52. It was at 18.
And it's a superb sprint win for Tugis.
I do not like having a varying attack bar being the same as your just regular energy bar, because I'm managing the attack effort, trying to ease off to allow it to last another 100, 200 meters, to allow some sort of separation, but then the game instantly switches that from you're attacking to, no, just here's your regular effort, and then all of a sudden we literally just slam the brakes and come to a dead stop. What is wrong with this game? Oh my goodness. And we end up 19th as a result. I mean, just wow. Same time for the top 32. That puts me in 7th overall with that 1 second that I picked up. It is a top 10, but the team wanted a top 3. And it really didn't matter what my race day condition was. There was nothing about the profile in that suggested that it was anything other than a hard sprint. Wasn't punchy. And that stage 2, you know, it was 1.3K climb. That was punchy, yes, but so short that, you know, it never catered to a rider who's a mountain climber and not much of a puncher. So unfortunate, just a profile that didn't suit me, but the team was like, oh, you gotta take advantage of this one. I don't know. I gained 9 points for that entire race. That's frustrating that you have to go through that. Sometimes you got to inch your way along. We have yet to see a profile that truly suits us this season, or at least from what I can remember, and we'll have to wait for next time to see if we do get that opportunity. That's going to do it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.